and strike upper row key one by one and type Q, W, E, R, T. That is R and T are typed by the same finger, that is the index finger. So always we should place our fingers on the home keys and move our fingers according to the letters that we have to type. So you have to practice by typing QWERTY, QWERT, not Y, QWERT, by moving the fingers from the home keys to the upper row, or the home row to the upper row, or the third row. So you have to practice like that. And R and T, you have to, the letters R and T you have to type with the same fingers. Now again lift the fingers of the right hand and strike upper row keys one after the another and type POIUY. U and Y are typed by the same finger. You should ensure that one finger should move at a time, while other finger should remain on the home row. So we should not move our all the fingers, just the key which is to be typed should be moved at a time. Next is allocation of keys to fingers on the first row or bottom row. So we have seen the allocation of fingers on the home row or second row, then on the upper row or third row, and then now we will check the allocation of fingers on the first row or bottom row. After learning how to operate keys on home row and third row, the next step is to learn how to operate keys on the first row. Keys Z, X, C, V, B, N, M, comma, full stop and backslash are located on this row. Then let us do some practice exercise that you have to do at your home. So type the following words and sentences in double line spacing to practice the upper row of the keyboard. So you have to type like this: QWERT, POIUY, that is with the all the letters of the upper row with both left hand, right hand. Use corresponding fingers for each of the letters. So only in this you have only in the first line you have only the letters in the same order as given in the upper row. And in the second line also. Good morning, children. So we have discussed in the last class about allocation of keys to fingers. So we have discussed about the home row or the second row. That is how we should place the fingers on the home row or the second row. Now let us see how to place fingers on the third row or the upper row. So let us see the placement of fingers on the upper row. So the next step is learning the key reaches from the home row to the row above it. That is, we always place our fingers on the home row and we have to move our fingers from the home row to the other rows. So let us see how we should move our fingers from home row to the upper row or the third row. The learning begins with the reach from A to Q by left hand little finger and from semicolon to P by right hand little finger. So we place our little finger, left hand little finger on A, and To move our finger to the upper row, we have to use small or little finger for Q, that is left hand little finger for Q, and right hand little finger for P. Then this is followed by the placement of the third fingers to the adjoining keys W and O. So the left ring finger will be moved to W, and right ring finger will be moved to O. Then the middle finger will be moved to E, and again the middle finger of right hand will be moved to I. In the third row, the allotment of fingers is shown here. So Q, the letter Q with left index finger, left forefinger, then W with left ring finger, then this Q with left little finger, then W with left ring finger, then E with left middle finger, then R and T with index finger, R and T with index finger. So you can see here Q with the little finger, W with ring finger, E with middle finger, R and T, both the letters R and T with index finger. So same here also, semicolon with little finger, then L with ring finger, then with middle finger K, and with ring index finger J, and again with index finger H also, H and J with index finger. And we know space bar with our thumb. While typing on the upper row, keep fingers on the home row. Lift fingers of orders are there changed. Few orders are changed, and few letters from the other rows are also there. Then letters from both three rows are there. So by doing this, your typing speed will be increased. So in the earlier two rows, all the 8 fingers of both hands were used to operate the keys. But while typewriting on the first row, little finger on left hand is not used. That is, no key is assigned to it. So from the home row, turn downwards the ring finger of left hand and strike key Z. Similarly, type X and C with middle and forefingers. That is, you can see here, it is not you can use your left little finger, which is not assigned for anything in the first row. In the first row, little finger is not used, left little finger is not used, assigned to any key. And with ring finger you can type Z, then with middle finger X, then with index finger is used for both C and V. Then the right hand index fingers are used for B and N, then the middle finger for M, and ring finger for comma, and little finger of right hand for full stop. So for practicing, you can type the following words in double line spacing to practice the bottom row of the keyboard. So for typing the bottom row, you are given few letters joined together without any space. So you can type all these letters and it will increase your first row typing speed. The next is the fourth row, that is allocation of keys to fingers on the fourth row or the number row. It is the top row. So in this row, type 1, 2, 3 with little finger, that is 1, 2 and 3 with little finger, then ring finger and middle finger. So this is the top row or the fourth row. It is also called number row because it contains numbers from 0 to 9. And here in little finger to type letter 1, then 2 with ring finger, then 3 with middle finger, then 4 and 5 with the index finger of left hand, then again 6 and 7 with the index finger of right hand, then 8 with middle finger of right hand, then 9 with ring finger of right hand, and 0 with little finger of right hand. Then using numeric keypad. So we know there is a numeric keypad on the right most end of the keyboard. This is the numeric keypad. So numeric keypad contains numbers and certain symbols which can be used for calculating purpose, that is division, multiplication, enter key, etc. So let us see how we can use the numeric keypad. So in numeric keypad, you have to place only your right hand. You have to use only your right hand because our numeric keypad is always placed on the right side of the keyboard. So it is convenient to use only the right hand. So in the right hand, we use our index finger for these columns. Enter key, plus and minus is used. So the efficient and effective use of numeric keypad is important in numeric data entry. So suppose in supermarkets or in accounts, the accountant use this only the numeric keypad part. Mostly they use the numeric keypad part for entering numeric details. So they practice using the numeric keypad, and in the numeric keypad, the row that is 4, 5, 6 and this plus comes under home row. It is in the numeric keypad part, this 4, 5, 6 and plus is called home row, and the column which contain this column and this column are keys are typed with the help of right hand ring finger, and this particular column is typed by middle finger of right hand, and this the index finger of the right hand. And on a numeric keypad, the number 5 is the guide key, and it has a small raised tangible mark which serves as a guide for touch typist in the placement of fingers on the keys. So on the top of the key 5 there is a mark. So by touching on that, the typist can understand that it is key 5 and it is the middle key of the home key, home row and of the numeric keypad, and they can move their fingers and type the other keys accordingly. Allocation of rest of the keys on the numeric keypad. 0 is to be pressed by the right hand thumb, and one can also make use of calculator keyboard for numeric keypad practice. Then next is the successful keyboarding tips. So the following points may be kept in mind for successful keyboarding practices. Press the keys with feather touch and do not put undue pressure. Then rest your fingers on home row while typing. Then allow your fingers to fall naturally on the keys so that each rest on top of the next key along the same horizontal row. Then while typing, release the key immediately as soon as you press it. Holding the key for a long time will repeatedly type the same character. Then do not look at the keyboard while practicing. Look into the screen. Then press the keys with equal intervals of time in a rhythm. Then press the keys only with the fingers allotted for them. Most usually students, they type only with the index finger of right hand. They do not use the left hand and they use only their index finger, and they search the keyboard for the particular letter and look into the keyboard and type. So that is a wrong way of typing. And while pressing a key, say slowly, pronounce the character on the key. Do not take any mental stress while typing. Secure typing ergonomics. Maintain patience if committed mistakes at initial stage. Then maintain a balance between speed and accuracy. So if you are typing high with a high speed, you should also maintain the accuracy so that no errors are made while typing. Then to gain mastery of computer keyboard, undertake repeated practice of typewriting words, sentences, passages and figures without looking at the keyboard. You can check your typing ergonomics, that is, do you sit in the correct posture while working on the computer? Is your desk and chair ergonomics, and if not, have you adjusted them? Then next, are your computer table, mouse, keyboard position? Then is your computer or laptop correctly placed on your desktop? Then have you arranged your tools on your desk to prevent twisting and reaching? The next is using typing software, that we will see in the next class. Thank you, children.